Now, from the studios of Into Tomorrow in Miami, this is ITTV.
Our next guest's company provides state-of-the-art, high-performance audio electronics, including streamers and DACs, which of course is digital to analog converters, and amplifiers. So whether you're a big-time audiophile, and of course being in radio, he got our attention, or you're a consumer of audio and you like your music and what have you, I think you'll enjoy hearing from the owner of Orchard Audio, Leo Ayzenshtat. Leo, welcome into Tomorrow. Thanks for coming on. How are you?
Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm doing well.
Good. Glad to have you. I hope I didn't mispronounce your last name, but we'll go with Leo in the meantime. And of course, orchardaudio.com is the website. So those are the two most important things. Tell me a little bit about your company, first of all, the background, how you got it all started.
Yeah, so 9 to 10 years ago, I was working for a company called Siemens, and we were designing fire alarm systems. And you would say, well, what's fire alarm systems has to do with this? But in Europe, part of the fire alarm systems is a PA system. So like the fireman can come into the building and he can make an announcement to any floor in the building saying, evacuate this floor, et cetera.
Yeah.
And so we were designing, like PA type amplifiers, and DACs for that type of system. And in Europe, they also use the system for background listening when they're not using the fire alarm. So they actually wanted it to be not like super high performance, but better than just a standard PA system because they also use it for background listening.
Gotcha. So in other words, they would play music throughout the system, perhaps during work hours, just to keep workers maybe motivated, mellow, that sort of thing. Yeah,
that sort of thing. That's right. Yeah. It's a lot more common in Europe than I guess it is here in the States. So anyway, at that time, that's really when I got into audio, and I decided, let me try to design an audio system for my house that's very high performance and that's going to, beat the prices of what I can get out on the market. And, I quickly found out that, making a one-off of something is actually very expensive.
Yes. It's oftentimes preferred, I think, by a lot of folks, especially audiophiles who really want to get into something. I'm thinking in terms of, vinyl making its resurgence and tube-type amplifiers and things like that. But it can be costly, no doubt.
Yeah. So, and so I made some prototypes, and the first couple blew up.
Oh, geez.
And then I ended up with a finished product, for the house. And then, as guests, family came over, everybody remarked on how great everything sounded. So in 2017, I decided to, create Orchard Audio, basically just out of my love of apples.
Not the electronics, but actually the fruit.
Yeah, the fruit.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. Thus, Orchard Audio. Got it.
Yeah, I basically made enhancements to the products that I designed for the house. To make them more suitable for like larger scale manufacturing, stuff like that. So yeah. It's almost 5 years now. I think I launched the company January 1st, 2017. So coming up on 5 years.
Very cool. And thus Orchard Audio was born. And do you have a particular philosophy in terms of your audio? I know you initially were talking about you wanted to do your own thing and make it more affordable. I'm assuming that's still part of your philosophy.
Yes. So my design philosophy is, to quote Da Vinci, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So, my products stick to audio performance. There's a lot of products from a lot of mainstream manufacturers. They have a lot of features. They have like screens. They have like tons of knobs. Other things going on that don't necessarily. Oh my God!
Well, they don't necessarily make it better. I mean, I can understand a lot of folks are into bells and whistles, and I want to see a lot of LEDs, and if that's what you're into, wonderful. But if you're into ultimately the sound and making it sound the best you can, then the bells and whistles aren't what you're looking for.
Right. And so that's where, you said it exactly right. So if you're looking specifically for audio performance without too many bells and whistles, that's where, my products come in. And that's how I'm also able to make them. I try to minimize the cost. So I use, the latest and greatest state of the art electronics that I can find. And by eliminating all the bells and whistles and just focusing on audio, I can keep the costs much lower at the same performance level as other companies.
Gotcha. Now, do you make these things one at a time for your clients, or do you have an assembly line of some sort? Do you have a series of products, especially as they might relate to consumer end user products, the average consumer who just loves their audio that they can get, or is it a matter of order what you want and then you build it?
So I actually have two product lines. One product line is for the do-it-yourself type individual
cool.
who has the technical background to, put the stuff together yourself. Mm-hmm. And so they can purchase the circuit boards and they can assemble it and do it yourself. Yeah. And save some money in the process, right? Because just buying the circuit boards is less expensive.
Sure.
And then I have another line of products, which is, completely plug and play ready. Where so the circuit boards I actually have made at a manufacturer. I have two manufacturers. I have one in New Jersey and one in Canada. So they make the circuit boards. They ship the circuit boards to me. And then I do the final assembly of all my products currently because I still don't have enough sales volume to warrant otherwise.
Sure. Well, it's also...
So I take the circuit boards, I assemble them into the enclosures, I install the software, make everything, ready to go so that somebody just has to plug it in and it'll work.
Gotcha. It sounds like a good way to do it. So you are taking care of that customer yourself, and that's a great way to build a business. You want to grow the orchard, if I may. I'm noticing on your website such things as you do a lot of stuff with, you talk about circuit boards with Pi computers. You have the Pecan Pie Streamer. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so the Pecan Pie Streamer uses the Raspberry Pi computer as the streaming platform that's inside of it. It's a high performance, very small computer, and it does the job very well. And they're not expensive because they sell them by the millions.
Yeah,
so,
of course. Yeah, we recommend them on the show all the time for folks that have a particular need and don't want to spend a lot of money. Well, there you go, a Raspberry Pi. It's a computer on a circuit board, exactly as you mentioned.
Yeah, it's a credit card sized computer. Mm-hmm. It has everything you need. So what I do is I get the Raspberry Pi computer, and I design and manufacture all my own circuits, right?
Gotcha.
Like my circuit boards are my own design. Like I don't buy third-party
side door
Chinese
audio things or something. Send me a bunch of those. You put it together yourself, and that's very commendable. But in this case, the Pecan Pie Streamer, what is it streaming? Audio, no doubt, but is it streaming for online or is it streaming throughout your home? How is that streamer being used?
Right. So it's essentially a network computer that sits anywhere in your home on your network, and you can send audio to it from. You can connect hard drives, like a USB hard drive, to it and play audio from that. Or if you subscribe to online streaming services like Tidal or Qobuz or Spotify, for example, you can play music from any of those services through the streamer.
Oh, okay.
If you have network attached storage that stores all of your audio files on your network somewhere else, it can access those. So it's basically an all-in-one device for audio playback. It'll play audio from essentially anything. From the internet, from hard drives connected to it, or from storage devices that are on your network.
So I'm assuming that's one of your consumer-oriented items, even at $549. Again, if you enjoy your audio and you've got many sources and you want to distribute that audio around the house, you want to look at something like that. So that's pretty cool. What other consumer-related things do you do?
Right. So I also make amplifiers. I have 2 amplifier models. I have the Star Crimson amplifiers, which I sell as monoblocks. Monoblocks means that it's a single channel amplifier. So, for example, for stereo, you need 2 of them, but I sell them in pairs.
Okay.
And actually, that a lot of people get confused. They think I sell one, and they have to double up. But no, the price includes. So it's $1,500 for 2. So you basically get 2 amplifiers for $1,500. And I also have just recently I released the Star Crimson Ultra amplifiers. It's a stereo amplifier. I have one here.
Oh, very good. So we have some show and tell during the interview, so be sure to visit us at intotomorrow.com.
I have to move back a little bit.
Yep, it's a big one. Okay, very cool. So it looks like it's also rack mountable if you've got that kind of equipment or you want to put it in a rack, or either way, it'll look nice with whatever audio equipment you might have in your living room or your home theater.
Yeah, so actually the website doesn't have a rack mount option there, but if you contact me,
you can make it
I can make the rack mount, like a custom thing.
Gotcha. Well, what's ahead for Orchard Audio? What are you working on that you can share with us into tomorrow, if you will?
Right. So I'm just about to release the Star Crimson Ultra Streamer, which combines the amplifier that I just showed with the streamer all inside that one enclosure.
Oh, good.
And what that allows the end user to do is essentially have a one-box solution where all the components are already matched together. So they don't have to buy a separate DAC. They don't have to buy a separate streamer. They don't have to buy a separate amplifier.
Good.
They basically get this one product. It's all matched inside to deliver very high performance. They just need their own speakers.
Terrific. Well, we invite our audience to check out orchardaudio.com. And of course, we'll link you there. As I mentioned, visit us at intotomorrow.com. And we'll have a link to Leo's site, and as we do with all of our guests. And you'll be able to see the products and the other things that he's been talking about as well. Leo, we wish you well. Keep making the cool stuff yourself, because as much as you can, as long as you can, I think it's cool to make sure that your customers know your hands are building these things, and I think that gives them a little warm fuzzy. So, all right, thank you for joining us, Leo.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's our pleasure. Again, orchardaudio.com for more. We'll get you there. Hit us up at intotomorrow.com. I'm Dave Graveline. There's much more ahead as Into Tomorrow continues right here on the Advanced Media Network.